Science, then, commands our respect, not on the basis that its present assumptions and deductions are absolutely apt for all time.
The iron triangle represents 3 generations. You know, the golden triangle. I say golden iron, and iron is strong. So I keep saying iron, but it's all related. It represents 3 generations.
Of discovery. The method of observation, research, experimentation, comparison, examination, testing, analysis, and synthesis.
First came to me with the idea of Hycide magazine about 3 years ago, and I thought it was an incredible vision that was necessary. And what I loved about Brother Acola was his love for the people in the street. He could look at the Bloods and the Crips and the young brothers struggling. He could look at homelessness and despair and see beauty.
Examination, testing, analysis, and synthesis.
Die in my life, and I've seen a lot of people feared, neglected, and misunderstood just due to lack of understanding. A lot of these people were close to me, a lot of these people were my family, a lot of these people were me. And because of that, I just felt it my job to kind of like show the other world the light that the other side. I'm fortunate enough to be part of the hood and the art world, the corporate world, and the like quote unquote conscious people. And because I'm a part of all these groups, I just felt it my duty to kind of show all these different segmented groups how much more alike they all were than not, you know, and try to get people to see each other for their hearts and intention instead of their clothes and their slang or they this or they that.
Actually, you kind of answered the second question, but what kind of picture are you trying to portray with these photos?
I'm actually just trying to paint a well-rounded picture that reflects the dichotomy and duality that exists within all people. I'm never trying to put my spin on it. I do see people as beautiful, and I guess if I take that picture, the reflection is beautiful, but I never go into it with the intent of, oh, I'm gonna show people this, I'm gonna show people that. I'm trying to hold up a mirror and get people to see the things that they ignore.
Being in Newark and being like, you know, this magazine is associated with, you know, like pictures from around here. How do you feel about the negative stereotypes that's like associated with your work, that's associated with the environments that you're from? Because all we hear about Newark is gang violence, carjacking, and killing. Like, how you feel about
that? Honestly, I don't feel a way about that. I think that people need to look past, you know, stigmas and statistics and their own flaws of the heart and of the ego, or flaws of the ego and of the mind, and see people for who they genuinely are. And the only way you can see that is if you get to know people. You can't see that by classifying or by hearing, you know, multiple news stories and then lumping a group, you know, as if they're one. You know, we're all individuals. So I think that, if anything, I just want people to see each other as individuals and as being just as layered as you see yourself or your family members. I think it's wrong to see anybody in any way if you don't know them personally or if you don't understand where they've been or what you've been through. But I don't get caught up in what people think. You know, that's on them.
You're actually the founder and the editor-in-chief of this magazine. So as an entrepreneur, you know, like especially coming from these type of areas, what was your biggest challenge to start this up? What was like the most difficult thing about getting this off?
Biggest challenge to me with myself, with everybody, is procrastination and doubt. You know, after procrastination and doubt left, not that it was smooth sailing, because with anything great comes hard work and it comes, you know, bumps and challenges and pitfalls, but that's what makes you better, stronger, that's what you learn from. So I think once the doubt and the procrastination left, it was on after that. That would have been my biggest issue with it.
What advice do you have to like upcoming artists, upcoming writers, people who want to kind of follow in your footsteps and do the same thing you're trying to do?
I followed in other people's footsteps, so don't follow mine. Follow the greats that have done it before. If you have to follow mine, I would just say trust yourself, work towards your goal every day. You have to have a very crystallized focus. You have to put it down. You have to be very clear about what you want, and then everything you do from that point on has to be a step towards what you want. So I would just say be very clear, be simple, start one thing, finish it, start another thing, finish it, constantly reinvent yourself, put yourself in front of people that can pay you for that reinvention or do something with it, study all the greats in your field and do what they've done. Everything is on the internet now, so there's nothing that you would want to do that hasn't been done that you cannot find out how to do on the internet. And then after that, it's up to you to put in that work and align yourself with people who are doing it already. You ain't gonna make it from the house. If you want to be an artist, you better get around some artists and be with them every day, and also be creating art. So it's one, aligning yourself with people that's doing it, and then producing. That's it.
All right, I really appreciate your time.
All right, thanks, bro. I appreciate it.
Breaks together.
You tie my scarf. My scarf all right? This girl tied my scarf. I ain't do it like this.
The golden triangle brings together 3 generations of photographers, major documentary photographers. That's right, say it again.
That's right.
Do I have a witness? Do I have a witness? All right, yes. These photographers have been documenting our community locally and globally. And tonight we're celebrating them with this publication. You gotta get a copy. You got a copy?
We got a copy.
Do you have a copy?
Yeah.
Do you have a copy? You gotta support this.
I will.
Let me see it. Show your love.
Yeah,
show your love. Show your love. Show
I
your
spent a
love.
lot of money on food and drinks and rentals and magazines, and I see like 30 copies. I'm gonna get back to y'all on that. Just know I'm gonna get back to y'all.
So without much more ado, I'm going to turn it over to these guys here. Edamar, Dima, Edamar. Step up here, man. Step up here. This brother's been traveling around documenting across where? East Asia, India, Uganda, Rwanda. Oh yes, Philly and New York. And some of those images you can find in this publication of Hycide. Newark in the house. Give it up. And the daddy, back in the day. Do you know back in the day? Do you know the book?
Yeah.
Okay. Who are you looking at here? Does anybody know who you're looking at here? Huh? Can I hear you? Jamel Shabazz, back in the day, you gotta know the publication.
Y'all gotta know
That is the publication that documents where hip hop came out of. You gotta know, this is the man, Jamel Shabazz. There would be no Akatola Hanif.
That's true.
Without Jamel Shabazz. Please give it up for Mr. Jamel Shabazz. I'm gonna give it over to you.
Yeah, give it to me.
No, man.
I'm ready. Give it out to me. All right. I almost feel like, can y'all hear me without the mic? Yeah. Y'all can hear me, right? Yeah. I don't like talking into the mic. I don't know why, it makes me feel strange. Okay, I keep the mic. Victor said keep the mic. I gotta keep the mic. So it's just 2 or 3 things I want to say. One, thank y'all all for coming and supporting.
Be quiet back
I sincerely appreciate it. I look around, I see my people from Brooklyn. Oh yeah, hold up. I need them side conversations to stop. Okay, so like I was saying, I look around, I see my people from Brooklyn. I got my son in here. I got my OG in here. I got my right hand in here. I got all my dudes. I got people I work with in here. And it's just a beautiful room. So I'm thankful, you know, that I could have y'all congregate. You know what I mean? Because a lot of different worlds in here. I got some dudes from the street and, you know, some women from the suburbs. And I just love seeing all boys mix. Yeah, that's a beautiful thing. Usually y'all women all be together. You know what I mean? So that's special. Part 2, back to what I was saying about getting on y'all about those magazines, right? So I brought y'all here to have fun, socialize, drink, eat, and meet each other. But I also brought y'all here because this is the 2nd anniversary of Hycide Magazine. And I need y'all to cop that. If y'all can afford to cop it, cop it. If you can't afford it, look at it, cop it later. Holla at me. I need y'all to cop it, one way or another. So, on that note, I really just want to give it up to these 2 guys because y'all have all heard me talk a lot. Most of y'all know me, have seen me, you know, I'm a little rambunctious and all that. So we're going to give it to the smooth dudes and let them, you know, add their 2 cents. These are my collaborators on this issue. This issue of the magazine is just us 3. This man who's like my mentor and this man who's just coming in with us doing it just as well. So, you know, listen to them for a second.
Oh man.
We know everybody can hear me. It's a great honor and a great pleasure to be here. For me, the beginning of 2012 changed my life in so many ways. I was introduced to Hycide magazine in December of 2011. And the moment that I saw Hycide, I saw myself inside of it. And there's a lot of goals that I've had inside of my life, and one was to be connected with a magazine. I couldn't have asked for a better magazine. Hycide, Akintola, and the whole family has embraced me. Like I said, the beginning of 2012 changed my life in so many ways. I took a one-way ticket to India. Akintola and I had an appointment to meet each other in January 2012. I remember it was raining. We said, hey, let's reschedule. We got plenty of time. Next thing you know, the beginning of February, I took a one-way ticket and ended up in India. I never met Akintola, but we began Skyping, we began talking, we began building, we began creating. Jamel Shabazz is Jamel Shabazz. He is an icon, a legend. I know the efforts that it takes to go out there in the cold, to walk. It takes passion. I told him earlier, my feet hurt. I'm 35. He said, get out of here, your feet don't hurt. For me, I just want to say that tonight, this evening, to have that, I know what it was like for me to walk around India, for me to be in Uganda, for me to be in Rwanda. I came home in India after 6 months of traveling. Akintola and I began Skyping and talking about what we could do together. And if anybody was around here for the first anniversary issue, you saw an image that I took at Pushkar, India. The moment Akintola told me your image is going to be on that cover, I was sad that I couldn't be there, but I was excited to know that I just got my first cover of a magazine. After traveling, I remember walking home one day and I got an email from this gentleman right here. His words, sometimes if anybody's a creator, they call it writer's block, but as a creator, you know, things come inside of you and sometimes you don't feel as motivated. You feel like maybe it's not your heart is your toughest critic. And it's moments like this that inspire you and keep you going. And I remember his message that day. And I remember coming home from India and seeing Jamel Shabazz. I'm like, wow. So we continued to talk. And his emails and his words like guided and lifted me in so many ways. So for me to be a part of this and for Akintola and I to talk about manifesting something like this is a great honor and a pleasure to be here. I'm extremely humble, extremely grateful, and extremely inspired. So thank everybody. It's not easy to get this to come together. Thank you so much for being here.
It's such an honor and privilege for me to be here today in Newark. This is my second home. You know, back in the days when I used to come out on Broad and Market Street and teach the brothers. You know, some of the great minds I met was like him, Shabazz and Shabon, and so many wonderful brothers. So Newark is very close to my heart. So it's truly an honor and privilege for me to be here in a place that means so much to me. You know, I gotta give it up to the Jowry Center, this great institution that has been dedicated for the preservation of our history and culture for so many years. So I have nothing but love for Victor and the great work that he's doing. Brother Akintola, me and him go back a long time. I have nothing but love for this warrior brother right here. I mean, a magnificent general. I remember when he first came to me with the idea of Hycide magazine about 3 years ago, and I thought it was an incredible vision that was necessary. And what I loved about Brother Akintola was his love for the people in the street. He could look at the Bloods and the Crips and the young brothers struggling. He could look at homelessness and despair and see beauty. He connected with the people on the street. And it took a lot. It takes a lot to make a brother like that. That's a true warrior right there. He did the fashion shoots and been up there, you know, in nice places, but he chooses the street as his canvas. So I got nothing but love for his warrior, and I salute him and his esteemed team for putting forth a great publication, Hycide magazine. You know, the Iron Triangle represents 3 generations. You know, the Golden Triangle. Golden, baby! I say golden and iron because iron is strong. So I keep saying iron, but it's all related. It represents 3 generations. My brother right here is 35 years old. So he represents the generation of the 30s. Brother right here is in his 40s. 41. And I'm 53 years old. So we represent 3 generations coming together as one. And what's so beautiful about that is that throughout creativity, we brought everyone together here tonight. This is unity right here. This is what it's all about for me. You know, my whole purpose for taking photographs of people was to bring about unity. You know, so when I look at these beautiful faces in the audience, it warms my heart to know that art has brought us together. You know, my vision is all about the documentation about history and culture for future generations to see. It's not about me, it's just about preserving our history. So I don't want to be too long-winded. My work is all about pride and dignity. My most important book is called A Time Before Crack. That book came out a few years ago, and it's close to my heart because the crack epidemic changed everything for us as a people. And I don't want people to ever forget that. So I thank everyone for coming out. Each one must teach one. We have a lot of work to do. There's power in art. Everybody has a talent. We need to develop that talent in ourselves and get out there and get to work. For us, for me, I'm so thankful that I have the ability to see. And with this gift of vision, I want to use that vision to make a difference in the world. But nothing but love for my great brothers here. Do check out the work of Leland. This is an incredible warrior brother too. To go out there against the grain, to go into different countries with his lens and document and bring out the beauty of people. Wonderful, wonderful brother. So I salute all of you for coming out. Nothing but love and respect. And thank you for all your support. Peace and blessings.